Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And we are coming up on the end of February, which means it is time for a new monthly tarot reading looking at the month of March. World predictions to see what we can expect. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, form your own opinions, and please be kind to one another in the comments section down below. Okay, you guys, so March is coming up. What do you think we can expect to see for this month of March? Oop, there's Iran. Okay, what all can we expect coming up for March? We have Japan, we have Inventor. And I think that this is going to be a longer reading today, you guys. I just feel like there's so much going on, and I feel like it requires just an extra long reading. So stay with me, get yourself a cup of coffee or a snack, and get comfy because we're going to be doing a deep dive on the month of March, okay? And I know this looks like a lot of cards. Sometimes people leave comments where they get overwhelmed. Don't worry, I'm going to clean this all up and it's going to make a lot of sense, okay? I just want to get us a good base of where we're starting from. Okay. Oh, and I had talked about Mexico in my weekly readings, and one of my amazing viewers explained a little bit about the situation because I'm not familiar with the politics of Mexico as much as I should be. I mean, I know a little bit, but that's, So she was really nice to explain to me what's going on. And so I have a better understanding now. So I'll hopefully understand the cards a little bit better. I always like to know just enough so I know what's going on, but I don't follow things too closely for a couple of reasons. I don't want it to impact my readings. And also, I can't invest, that much time and energy doing something that's so low vibe. And right now, the news of the world, it's incredibly low vibration, right? And I talk about how we create our own experiences through our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So I try to stay in a high vibe energy. So I always tell you guys, however much time, it's good to be informed. It's good for us to know what's going on. But however much time you spend watching like my videos or videos like this, you need to spend just as much time, if not more time, doing something that raises your vibration to offset this energy, okay? So I want to start with Mexico. We have Mexico here, and I really feel like president could be referring to Claudia Sheinbaum. So I want to pull this as well, and we're going to look at this. And what I'm going to do is just very gingerly move these over here. I want to keep them where we can see them because other things may come up as we're pulling that might be applicable to what we're looking at. So let's move these over here and let's jump into this energy of Mexico and president. Let's see what's going on with Mexico. So for those of you who do not know, so when El Chapo was taken out in like 2014, he was the head guy of the cartels, of the Sinaloa cartel. And even though he wasn't a good guy, he was the one leader and he kept everyone in check. So when El Chapo was taken out, it opened it up for this like narco war for different people to get those top spots. And there are a few different people, one of them being that El Mencho guy that was just recently killed. So now we're seeing these wars where the cartels are mad, and the cartels are partnering with a lot of the different states. So it looks like the Jalisco, the leadership there had agreements or understandings with the cartel. So let's take a look and see what we can expect in Mexico for the month of March. Page of Cups reversed. The Page of Cups reversed is the energy of working from a place of immaturity. Okay. When it's reversed like that, it can talk about having unrealistic expectations. It can also talk about being too impulsive. I'm wondering if, so here, this is just a theory, okay? But Trump was threatening the Claudia Scheinbaum and saying, if you don't get rid of your cartels, we're going to come in there and we're going to get rid of them. And some people are wondering, well, maybe she decided she had to go in and take out one of these people so that Trump wouldn't send in his people. But it ended up creating this big mess, which is probably worse than if they would have left El Mencho in power, in position. Now, the challenge that they're facing is the death card reversed. So the death card, when it's reversed, it talks about the conclusion or the ending of something, the severing of something. So something significant has ended or has been severed. Let's keep going to see what this is. I'm wondering if this is going to lead to the end of Scheinbaum's presidency. The energy that we're coming from is the Hermit card reversed. This is not not having the information that you need. This is, again, it's ignorance. So we have two ignorant cards, the Page of Cups reversed and the Hermit card reversed. So it's not having all of the information, making really uninformed decisions. The energy of where this is going is strength. So the people of Mexico are strong and resilient. Now, they've been dealing with the corruption of their government for a very, very long time. So this isn't anything that's necessarily new to the people of Mexico. But I feel like the energy that we're feeling here in the United States, where we're just kind of tired of the way that things are going and we're over it, I feel like that is a sentiment that's felt the world over. And I feel like this is the Mexican citizens saying, we've had enough. We want our nation back. We want something different. The theme or the destiny of the situation is the Five of Cups reversed. Now, the Five of Cups is loss, but when it's reversed like this, it's about hitting your lowest point and then recouping, figuring out a way to climb back up. It's getting a change in perspective and realizing that all is not lost. And I just really feel like this is speaking to the strength of the Mexican people for the month of March. I just feel this like empowerment, this like rising energy. The underlying issue, or what they don't see coming, is the Two of Pentacles reversed. Quite a few reversals, which is very interesting. Now, sometimes people will see reversals and they'll say like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of reversals. That must be bad. That is not, it is not. Reversal does not equate bad. It's just the way that I read cards. I read them with how they fall. So I either read them upright or reversed. Reversal is just a different interpretation of the card. Okay, so there are some cards that have perfectly positive readings or meanings, both upright and reversed. Okay, so don't think that, oh, negative or reversed is bad. So the Two of Pentacles reversed is, it's a couple of different things. It's allowing your ego and your pride to get in your way. I feel like this is a lot of different people, but specifically the government. The government not wanting to, like, I don't know, like their pride getting in the way of the right thing. The Two of Pentacles reversed also talks about being off course, needing to prioritize, having decisions to make. What are we going to do? Which way are we going to go? Now, the energy of the situation is the Eight of Swords reversed. The Eight of Swords reversed is restriction, feeling trapped. So it could be rough for the month of March for people in different parts of Mexico, where there's this like uprising and there's the feeling of these different, factions of the cartel rising up. This is going to be a rough time. Oh, I'm almost wondering too if this prisoner isn't part of this, because people, especially in Puerto Vallarta, they're being told to stay they're being told to stay inside. Tourists are being told to stay inside. And I have to say, just on a personal note, I am so sad. So my dad loves the Mexican culture. I swear my dad just should have been born Mexican. He dresses like, I don't remember the name, but like how the Mexican cowboys dress like really nice with the white press shirts and the bolo ties and the creased iron jeans. That is how my dad dresses. And every year for the month of November, we would spend in Puerto Vallarta. And we go in November because the weather was bad where we lived in Washington and it was way nicer in Mexico. But also my dad's birthday, my parents' anniversary, and then Day of the Dead, and like all of that stuff that my dad just loves so much about Mexican culture. We would go in November and we would go to Puerto Vallarta. Now, this was years, this was decades ago. So this was when Puerto Vallarta still had cobblestone streets and the federales would, ride around in the back of the truck beds with their machine guns. But like that, Puerto Vallarta to me is like a second home. I remember like fishing and playing in the sand and, um, shopping and eating at the little local restaurants and just being part of that community. And to see it burning, it makes me really sad. It really does. And it makes me, I know how much I love it. I can't even imagine what the citizens of Jalisco are feeling because they, I'm sure, love it a million times more than I could ever love it. So it's just very sad. So I want to send my thoughts, my prayers. I know that that's like, right, thoughts and prayers. But just all of our good energy, our protective energy of white light, just protecting all of those people that are just trying to live their life and not be in the midst of this war. The environment of the situation is the moon card reverse. So it's chaos, it's confusion, and it's uncertainty, trying to figure out what's going to happen, who's going to come out on top, what's the new pecking order going to be. Hopes or fears is the King of Cups. There are people that would be better, and there are people that would be worse in a power position within the cartel. So the hope is that there are certain people that will get into that position, and the fear is other people getting into that position. Okay. Now, final outcome for the situation for the month of March is, look at that. It's the World card. So this will be short-lived. The World card is completion. It's finishing something. It's the end of a cycle. It's success. Mexico, hang in there. You guys are going to do okay. You guys are going to do okay. And it's going to start to get better in March, if not completely better. So just hang in there, my friends. Okay, so what do we want to look at next? I can't believe that the United States didn't come up in this reading. Let's look at, I want to look at Iran next to see what's going on here. Okay, so what do we have for Iran? And you know what? I actually want to switch decks and I want to move to my United States of Tarot deck. Now, if you guys are ever curious to know what decks I'm using, if you go to the description box down below this video, there is a link to my website, which is just bobbiereads.com. On my website, I have a page that has all of the different decks that I use here on YouTube. So you can go there. If you click on the picture, it'll give you all of the deck information, okay? Okay, so what can we expect for Iran in the month of March? Okay. We have the 10 of Wands reversed. The 10 of Wands reversed is a card of needing to reassess. So it's carrying a heavy load, heavy burden, trying to figure out what we need to do. And this is like, we need to reassess. We need to reassess our strategy. We need to reassess who our partners are, who our allies are. And I'm wondering if we aren't going to see perhaps China step forward and maybe even provide a little bit of support for Iran. The challenge Iran is facing for the month of March is the Six of Wands. So this to me, okay, Six of Wands is a card of victory, okay? But I don't feel like this is their victory because we have this card. It's George Washington sitting on a horse, being victorious, coming back from battle. This to me feels very US energy. So the challenge could be stopping the United States from being victorious in some kind of a strike. That could really be what this challenge is. The energy where we're coming from is the Hierophant reversed. So the Hierophant reversed is a card of doing things, it's like anti-establishment, doing things in a completely different way than we've done them before, but it's like unorthodox. oftentimes this Hierophant card, it refers to institutions like government, schools, things like that. This is, I feel, the energy of the United States right now. It's doing things completely ass backwards. Excuse my language, but that's just what it is. So Trump is doing things. He's not going to Congress to get approval for war. He's doing whatever he wants. He's instituting tariffs. He's just rogue. And so the energy that Iran's coming from is like, we have this completely destabilizing chaos agent that we're not sure how to react to. They're constantly evaluating and reevaluating. I mean, we have this reassessment card, and then we have the Hierophant reverse. It's like they cannot figure out a strategy because Trump is so erratic. And that's the challenge that Iran is facing right now. They're like, we don't even know how to strategize with this guy. The energy of where this is going is the Ace of Wands reversed. This to me is not, the Ace of Wands reversed is having a block, some kind of a block, something not working. This could be like a creative block. This could be the energy of, like a lack of energy, excitement. We have this rocket that should be blasting into the air, but it's reversed. It's like not going anywhere. So I'm almost wondering, we did a reading on Iran. You guys can go check it out. I posted it a few days ago. Is war with Iran imminent? If you want a deeper dive, go check out that video if you haven't yet seen it. But I looked into the possibility of an attack by Iran on U.S. soil. Now, this wouldn't be like a big military strike, okay? The way that I saw this coming through was something really small, like a boat or something, and not like a military boat, but like a boat that should be there that they just happen to like commandeer or whatever and use it to create an explosion. Small scale terrorist type act. Well, so I had been seeing that for quite some time. And when I did the reading yesterday, that looks a lot like it's like they're not going to be successful in pulling it off. And this Ace of Wands reversed is for me, it makes me feel like a couple different things. No, it makes me feel like, again, I don't think that they're going to be super successful if they do end up doing some kind of a strike on the US or small scale attack. But more than that, this to me feels like the US failing. So this would be the energy like last time where Trump was like, oh, we took out their entire nuclear program. And then it was like, well, no, we really didn't. That's that energy where it's like an ineffective strike. Nothing really happens. There's no negative consequences. The overarching theme or energy is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is using your gifts, using your skills. So there are some skills. I feel like this is Iran. I don't know if they have some scientists, or some inventors that are helping them to reimagine their military, their capabilities, finding different ways of creating different kinds of weapons. And to me, looking at this Eight of Pentacles with Tesla and all this energy, I'm wondering if this is some kind of an energy weapon. We know that there were, when I did the reading on the war in Iran, I talked briefly about in Gaza, there is proof that that Israel has used a weapon provided to them by the United States that detonates, and essentially it's like a mini nuclear explosion. It's not nuclear in material, but the way that it reacts, it's like a smaller version. So the first part of the explosion is like sets fuel kind of out, and then the second part ignites the fuel. So it almost creates like a tiny mushroom cloud. It's crazy. And it gets incredibly hot, and it basically just evaporates people. They're gone. Poof. The only thing left is blood spray. And to me, this Eight of Pentacles is the creation, the development, and the use of these weapons. And my big fear was that the United States was going to use something like that on Iran. But I am almost wondering if Iran has access to the same type of technology. Now, the underlying energy, or what they don't see coming, is the Five of Swords reversed. So this is unnecessary conflict. It's conflict for conflict's sake. I do feel that Trump he feels the need to distract from all the Epstein stuff. And so he's going to, for sure, get us into a war to try to distract. So this is an unnecessary conflict. It's a conflict that we absolutely should not be in. However, it's where we're going. The energy of the situation is the Eight of Wands reversed. This is bad news coming in fast, things we don't want to hear. This isn't going to be good. The environment is the Hanged Man. Interesting. So the Hanged Man can be a card of prophecy, and it's also a card of being kind of forced to wait and see what happens, which I feel like is the energy of where Iran is right now. So this is very accurate for that for that environment factor, but this can also be the card of martyrdom. And I'm wondering if we aren't going to see, Trump has been just an enigma, right? Trying to figure out what's going to take him out. Is it going to be an assassination? Is it going to be him just dying because he has terrible health? Is it going to be him fleeing, him resigning, 25th Amendment? What's going to happen? But if he does go out by being killed, he will most definitely be considered a martyr by the MAGA people. But this is also giving me pause, and I'm wondering, because we know that Iran has a bounty on Trump's head, but this could go the other way. And this could be an assassination of the Ayatollah Khomeini or anyone else that's in a high position. So it's really looking not great for the month of March. Hopes or fears, look at that. It's Six of Cups. This is the MAGA card. It always comes up. The fear is that Trump is going to take us into an unnecessary war. Final outcome for this situation. Ooh, Queen of Cups. So the queens have been showing up lately. The queens and the pages. That is our feminine energy. We've been seeing it a lot. And it's been kind of elusive trying to figure out what this represents. We know there's the rise of the divine feminine. So we're seeing a lot of that. The Queen of Cups is an energy of someone who is intuitive, someone who is empathetic. This could be a nation getting involved that is considered more of a feminine nation. You know how like Russia is kind of like Mother Russia. But this isn't Russia. I'm not feeling it's Russia. I'm almost wondering if it isn't going to be Syria. I don't know the dynamics between Syria and Iran, but I am kind of wondering if Syria isn't somehow going to play into this. But it's going to be a very intense month for this conflict between the United States and Iran. I want to pull a few more cards. I'm going to pull some Trish James predictions oracle cards just to see if there's any other information we can get that will help us just better understand what's going on. So 4 more cards, please, Spirit. Volcano mountains. Volcano mountains. This can be explosions. This can be devastation to the land, but this also can be an actual volcano. Do you guys know if there's volcanoes in Iran or nearby? I do believe they have fault lines where they have earthquakes, but I'm not sure about volcanoes. So many people. I'm really concerned about these energy weapons that they have and them being used. And again, my fear isn't they could be used on people in the US, but I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling like it's going to be people in Iran, innocent people who are just trying to live their lives. And they want no part of this. Oh, we have resigns, leaves office. Okay, so this could be someone resigning, stepping down. Be sure to keep an eye on military, both United States and Iranian. Cyber attack. So we could see some cyber attacks too. That is kind of the thing that they like to do when we go into these. I'm wondering if we're going to see China helping Iran and doing some kind of a cyber attack that affects the United States or attacks the United States or the government, the military. Very interesting. Okay, let me get these cards out of the way. And what do we want to look at next? Let's see. I want to look at financial institution. We've been seeing some not good stuff going on for quite some time. So let's take a look at that. One thing I do want to say, though, when it comes to money and finances, excuse me, I'm going to clear my throat again. Sorry, guys. Every time I sit down to film, it's like all of a sudden my throat is icky. Okay, so one thing I want to say before we start digging into this financial institution. Okay, so I've been talking a lot about how I feel like we're heading towards some kind of an economic crisis. Now, it's really important to remember, and I said this in the beginning of the reading, but I'm going to touch on it again. Our external world is a direct reflection of our internal thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Therefore, if we feel we're safe, if we feel we're protected, if we feel like our money is okay, then guess what? That's the reality we create. So this financial thing that's coming, this crisis, it isn't going to impact everyone. And so when you watch this, I want you to watch this. I want you to be aware. I want you to be smart with your money. But I also don't want you to stress out because I've done so many private readings for people and their financial outlook is amazing. So don't get caught up in the theater of what's happening in front of us, okay? Because we don't have to experience that. And on that note, actually, I am offering a workshop. If you guys see this before it happens, it's Saturday, this coming Saturday, February 28th, and it is the Money Mindset Reset Workshop. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and it is basically a manifestation masterclass. I teach you how to get control of your thoughts, your limiting beliefs, and manifest the life you desire. Learn how to receive, because oftentimes we block ourselves, right? And this will help us to protect ourselves so that the things that are coming in the world are not going to impact us. That is one of the things that this workshop is designed to teach you. So if you're interested in checking that out, the link is in the description box below this video, or it's also on my website, which is, again, bobbiereads.com. Also, if you want to book your own private tarot reading, I do that there as well. I have a secure portal on the website. Go check it out. Okay. Whew, enough of that advertising, huh? Got to pay the bills. Got to keep the lights on. Okay. So what's going on with this financial institution? Strength. Interesting. Okay, so this to me is the energy that we're in right now, where it's like the Dow is over 50,000, where on the surface, everything doesn't look good. But to people that don't know the markers and what's being put out there by Trump and his sycophants is that the economy is strong, it's in a good place, it's great, inflation's going, just all the lies. Okay, so the energy right now is like, oh, look at us. Look at the financial institutions. They are so strong. The challenge they're facing is the Six of Wands reversed. Remember, that was that victory card. Only when it's reversed like that, it is not victory. It is a pending advancement. It's something coming. It's like doom headed our way. Not our way, excuse me. Doom headed towards financial institutions. There we go. We got to watch how we speak, right? The energy that this is coming from is the Six of Pentacles reversed. How interesting. I love that this is the card that came up. The Six of Pentacles reversed is an imbalance in give and take. So some people are giving so much more than other people. And look at the system, right? We've got billionaires that are bankrupting our country because they don't want to pay taxes, and we can no longer afford to foot the bill for them. That's the energy we're coming from. So yeah, the stock market's doing great, but who's the most heavily invested in the stock market? It's the wealthy people. How many of you guys out there watching this video are invested in the stock market? I'm sure quite a few of you, but like not to the level that these billionaires are. How many of you have a 401k? Sadly, that's not something a lot of people have in this country. So this is just an imbalance of it's an imbalance in the contribution to the financial system, and it can't handle it anymore. It can't. So the energy of where this is going, look at that. It's the Ace of Wands. Something has to give, something new. This is a new opportunity. I think that there's going to be a new opportunity for a completely different system, because the system that we have now, basically, we work and work and work, and we are given our wages aren't going up. Our federal minimum wage hasn't gone up in I don't even know how long. And it's just wages are not keeping up with inflation and the cost of living, and something has to give. The system we have is no longer working. So we need something new. And I feel like it's starting to come. But remember, we're in this weird transition where we're experiencing the destruction of everything and all of this chaos so that everything can be removed. This is a tower moment. This is everything being ripped all the way down to the foundation so that we can just wipe it all away and rebuild from something stronger. So I do feel like this new opportunity is coming, and it's going to be an amazing thing. But the transition or getting from point A to point B might feel scary and bumpy. Okay. But it's the nature of the situation. It has to be just completely destroyed. The overarching theme or energy of this is the Prince of Wands. Okay. Prince of Wands is hot-headed, and they bring in an offer. This is someone who's going to impact the markets, and I don't feel like it's going to be in a good way. This is someone, this to me, it feels like we have this really great offer, and what's really coming through strongly is crypto. It's like, come invest in this great thing. And I'm almost feeling like it's this energy of these tech giants and these millionaires and these billionaires, and they're coming, the energy is them like, invest in this amazing thing. We're switching over to like crypto or whatever, and it's going to be so great. But it's not. And, I have nothing against like crypto, whatever. A lot of people have made a lot of money on it. However, we have been getting a lot of warnings about crypto in the readings, a lot of warnings. So just, keep that in mind. So if something comes out and it looks like it's too good to be true, it is. The underlying energy, or what we don't see coming in the financial institution, is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. This is the energy of the billionaires. Okay, this is the billionaire energy. This is people with big egos and way too much money. This is financial abundance, but at the cost of people, at the cost of people's lives, at the cost of people's health. It's a really, and that's, I think, what, it's in the what we don't see coming. And I feel like this offer is going to be presented. This is so great, but it's not. It's terrible. And I'm really concerned about the people that are going to fall victim to it and that are going to end up losing resources. The energy of the situation is the Ten of Pentacles reversed. This is a scam. This is going to hurt families. It's going to hurt people. And this is like the idea of the 0.00001%. The billionaires, the people that are calling the shots, this is their planning, their mastermind. They have some kind of a big plan about how they want to do whatever. And I almost feel like this is, if they take down the financial system, there's a lot that they could benefit from. Okay, so the environment of this situation is the Four of Pentacles. This is trying to hold on so tightly to money. And this is the energy of the billionaires, like holding on to their money. We're going to keep our money, and we're going to spend your money. We're going to spend your money on taxes. Our money's our money, but your money's our money too. The hopes or the fears. Everybody wants this offer. Everybody's looking for a way out. Everybody's looking for like some magical thing that's going to help us get through this really tough economic time. And final outcome for financial institution for the month of March is, look at that. There's that Magician card again, reversed. This has been coming up a lot in the readings, and this to me is just such dark, dark, heavy energy. This is that using the power that these people have and using it for really evil, dark, nefarious things. Now, I want to go back to the Trish James Predictions Oracle and see what else we can get on this one. What else should we know about the financial institution? So we have holding power. Yeah, holding on to power, manipulating money, manipulating markets. I just feel like it's all going to be done on purpose. This is all very orchestrated. There's that cyber attack again. Be very careful, you guys. Make sure that you have cash on hand. Make sure that you have small bills. Because if you have a $100 bill and let's say the systems go down, no one's going to give you change. So you want to make sure that you have cash on hand. You want to make sure that you have change. You want to make sure that you have a couple weeks worth of food stocked up. There's that energy weapon. This is something that's going to be used against the American people. This isn't an actual weapon, but this is using the financial system as a weapon against the American people. I firmly believe that. One final card, experiment or test. So this is just all a big game to the wealthy and the elite. They just want to see, like, how's this going to work? Why don't we try this? Let's see what we can get over here. Okay, so let's get these out of our way here. Okay, so we have social media influencer, we have prisoner, we have Europe, we have Japan, FBI, scientist, Project 2025 in China. You guys, I'm wondering if this prisoner is Ghislaine Maxwell. And I wonder if she's going to start to talk about a certain European named former Prince Andrew. Let's see if that's what this is about, and let's see what we can find out about it. And you know what? I want to get a couple Whispers of the Unsolved cards, just a few. Europe and prisoner, just to make sure I'm on the right path with Ghislaine. Digital, okay, something digital. Rival competition, grandparent elder, sad emotional, alive. You guys, I feel like Jeffrey Epstein is alive. Okay, now I know I go back and forth on this one, but here's why I feel like it. I don't know. I actually don't know. I've seen different people, different theories, but when we saw Ghislaine do her deposition, I don't know about you guys, but did that woman that looked like Ghislaine, didn't Ghislaine grow her hair out a little bit and I don't know. I'm wondering if they were moved out of there. We know that Epstein was an asset. A lot of people have said that the person brought out in the stretcher did not look like Epstein. Now, we do have his brother that said that he had a different doctor there when they did the autopsy, but I don't know. People talk about conspiracies and people having plastic surgery and all these things. And I remember thinking, yeah, okay, that's crazy. No one really does that. But you know what? Now that we've seen all the things we've seen, maybe people are out having plastic surgery and changing the way that they look. They very well could be. So I feel like this is some big evidence over here, you guys. Okay, so I am very much feeling like this is something that's been going on for a very long time. Okay. And I very, very much feel like the Queen knew what was going on with her son, Prince Andrew, the entire time. The family knew. This is stuff that's been going on for such a long time. And I'm almost feeling like this is something that her husband, Mountbatten, what was his name? Her prince, whatever. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember her husband's name? Anyway, Philip Mountbatten, is that it? Prince Philip? Anyway, I feel like he was doing very similar things. I feel like this has been going on for this has honestly probably been going on for hundreds of years. These people are sick. I don't know, maybe not, but they knew, because I feel like the king or the prince, Queen Elizabeth's husband, I feel like he was probably involved in a lot of really crazy things as well. He's known to be a philanderer and to cheat on her and to have all kinds of random affairs. This is something that's really common within the royal family, seeing that. Okay, so we have that energy. We have runaway escape. I wonder if someone's going to try to leave. This also is the energy, I feel like, of that Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein not being around anymore, not being around here, being gone, leaving, being pulled out and being put somewhere where they're not in. It feels crazy saying that. I feel like a crazy person, but here we are. Okay, and this vacation beach abroad. I feel like they're somewhere. I feel like they're somewhere out doing whatever. Okay, so I'm wondering what this woman, that if this woman in prison is not Ghislaine, then what can she really say? How can she really testify? Because she wouldn't have any information, right? Okay, so then what if she is Ghislaine and she decides to start spilling the beans? Well, I don't know if she will, because I kind of feel like this disposing of evidence, trash, this is like getting rid of anything that could be used against Prince Andrew. Okay, then we have this breakup, divorce, separation. And this to me just goes right back to that idea of the royal family. You know, look at Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew, and Fergie. You know, he cheated on Fergie. They got divorced. But now there's all this stuff going on with the family. I believe his daughters had a nonprofit. And now there's missing children. So that apparently got shut down. I don't know how accurate that is. Do your own research, please. But it's just all very low vibration energy. And again, this routine, habit, typical, this is just the energy of what's been going on for so long. Oh, I wonder if this is digital evidence that they're trying to dispose of. There is some thinking, someone made the comment that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been deleting evidence since like December. So there could be that energy as well. Okay, and then we have church, rival, competition, love, high vibes, sad, emotional, outer space. Here's what I want to do. I want to do a full tarot spread on this. So I'm going to move these out of the way so that I'm not overwhelming you with cards. And I want to pull some tarot and just see if I'm on the right track and what this energy looks like. You guys are getting a long one today, huh? You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I hope you love it. I get so many comments of people that say they spend like their first hour at work, you know, watching my videos or listening, and that just brings me so much joy. So here you go. Here's an extra long one. Okay, let's see what we've got here. There's that Prince of Wands. There's that Prince of Wands again. Okay, so this to me is probably the energy of Prince Andrew. I'm almost wondering if this isn't Ghislaine at all, but this is all more about Prince Andrew, because all of those cards we looked at before could have also been geared to him. We were talking a lot about the royal family. So this to me feels like we've tied into his energy. Okay, so what is the challenge he's facing? He's facing the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Swords is making excuses for terrible behavior. So this is, he was a victim. He didn't do anything wrong. He, you know, like all the things how he denied that he abused Virginia Giuffre. And then he's going to deny that he did anything like sharing trade information with Epstein. But I believe they have him. Oh, the FBI document release. They have him. They have proof of him doing this through the Epstein file dump. That's what that is. Okay. So the energy that we're coming from is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is persevering through something. He felt like he could just continue on this way forever. That he did not feel like he was ever going to get caught. He was ever going to have to be responsible. He was just doing what he did, you know? And like I said, it's something that's been going on for generations. So it's for him, it's something that it's normal. And that is why the Queen supported him, gave him the money to pay off Virginia Giuffre Roberts, and because she knew all about it too. The energy of where this is going is the Tower. He's going down. March is not going to be good for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Look at that. Not good at all. The overarching theme or destiny is the Two of Swords reversed. This is deception. Deception. Being blind to manipulation. Him being manipulated and not even realizing it. But it's also deception. He is not going to be forthcoming or honest. The underlying energy, or what we don't see coming, is the Nine of Cups reversed. The Nine of Cups reversed is ego. It's being self-centered. It's being overindulgent. It's being greedy. This is his energy, his attitude. He doesn't know what it's like to be a normal person. These people that come up in these worlds where every single thing is done for them, they don't know how to function. The energy is the Magician reversed. There's that dark energy card again, you guys. It keeps showing up, and this is energy of the situation. It is dark. It is evil. Ooh. The environment is the Two of Pentacles. So this is a decision that needs to be made. And I'm almost wondering if the decision isn't Keir Starmer, what is he going to do? Because he had appointed a couple people that were in the files, and people are very upset with him and very angry. And he either needs to hold these people accountable and be very transparent and push for justice, or he will lose his job. And I think that's why he's pushing so hard on this one. I think that's why. That's the only reason why. If he wasn't going to lose his job, and if proof hadn't come out in the document dump, there's no way that this situation would be happening. Hopes or fears, the Sun reverse, taking him out, getting rid of him. Now, I don't mean like killing him, but I mean holding his ass accountable for what he's done. Final outcome for the month of March for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is the Hermit reversed. Immaturity. Just continued immaturity, saying really dumb things no one can believe. But he's gonna hold the line like on his story. He's not going to waver on it. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna, I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't give any secrets or whatever. That it looks like I did, but I really didn't. I was set up. Whatever he wants to say. Okay, you guys, let's take a look and see what's going on with China. What do we have with China? China. What's going on with China? The Sleeping Giant. There is an episode of The Office, which is the best show in the whole wide world. But there is an episode where Michael goes to the dentist and he reads a Time or like some kind of a magazine about how China is like rising up. And he gets into this like discussion with Oscar, and they have this like debate. It is one of the best episodes of The Office. It makes me laugh so hard every time I see it. Okay. Let's see what we can expect for China for the month of March. Five of Wands. This is competition, rivalry. I'm wondering if they're going to posture around Taiwan. I'm really curious to see if they're going to posture around Taiwan. The energy of the challenge is the Chariot. This is moving forward. This is making plans for the future. China is a long-term planner. So they don't just plan out 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They plan out like 100 years. These are legacy planners, okay? So China is on the move. There's something that they're up to in the month of March. The energy that they're coming from is the Fool card. This is a new beginning, taking a risk, doing something new. China's up to something. The energy of where they're going in March, the Hierophant. This is government. They're going to make changes in government and leadership. And I don't think that means like actually like their leadership is going to turn over. I feel like this is them stepping into a world leadership role. China's going to do something in March that really positions them as more of a world leader than the US. Now, the overarching theme or energy, destiny, is the Temperance card. Look at all these major arcana. The Temperance card is a great card for China because it really symbolizes their energy. Tempered, slow, non-reactionary, long-term planning. So that doesn't surprise me. The underlying energy, or what we don't see coming, is that, look at Prince of Wands reversed again. So the Prince of Wands, when it's reversed, this is that card of, it can be insecurity. This is an insecurity, and I feel like this is on the part of, it could be the United States or it could be Japan. I'm not quite sure. We could see them posture up against Japan in March. The energy is the Three of Wands reversed. So the Three of Wands reversed is making a careless mistake or negligence. Interesting. Because that's not really a common thing with the Chinese. But there's some kind of an either negligence or a careless mistake. The environment is the Hermit. The Hermit's it's about knowing things. The Hermit is a card about wisdom, mentorship, understanding. China understands the void that the United States left in the world when we backed out of all of our USAID projects, and they took advantage of that. Hopes or fears, there's that Ten of Pentacles reversed. People are afraid of China, but the fear is that China is going to overtake the United States when it comes to power. And I feel like they are getting closer and closer. Final outcome is the King of Cups reversed. So this is someone who's very volatile, very destructive. I wonder if there's going to be someone on the inside in China who tries to do some kind of weird sabotage thing. I don't feel that they would be successful, but I'm very curious to see what ends up happening there. Very interesting, you guys. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look at Project 2025 now. We're not going to do a full tarot spread. I know this reading's going to be really long, but I'm sure some of you are loving it. I'm going to leave social media influencer, Syria, scientist, and Japan. Okay, we're just going to leave these here. Make a note of them this week or this month if you see things come up, okay? But I want to look at Project 2025, and I want to look at it with the Trish James Governance Oracle, because I feel like this has to do with the governance and these Project 2025 people. So Spirit, what can you show us about this Project 2025 energy? It's a domestic priority. Absolutely, it's a domestic priority. This is what these people have been trying to shove through since before Trump was elected into office. So that makes sense. We're seeing this with the deportations and just everything. There is support or assistance in March for 2025. There will be a strategic move that is made. And I feel like the strategic move that's made is to further along Project 2025. I don't feel like it's anything to take it out. Now we have briefed in command. So again, I just do not feel like Trump is the one in command. I feel like it's probably mostly Stephen Miller, but it could be other people as well. Okay, let's get a few more cards for Project 2025. Fall from Grace. So this could be someone that's part of Project 2025 falling from grace. And I feel like this has to do with the Epstein files. This could be Lutnick. This could be a lot of those people. They're all involved in this corrupt stuff. But in March, we could see someone, a key architect for Project 2025, fall from grace. Okay, we have market volatility, and we know this is coming. We saw it with the financial institutions, but Project 2025 is something that is leading to market volatility. They're going to tell you that the things that they're doing are going to make us great again, right? Seeds of prosperity. But they have a selfish agenda. They're not here to help out anyone but themselves. We have classified information, and we have to gain approval. So we're going to see some movement with Project 2025, and I think more specifically with the players in there. I think we're going to see just some different things happen. Maybe some information getting leaked, someone, again, that's going to have a fall from grace that was involved in the architecture of it all. But what a mess. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys. So you know what time it is. Now that we've gone through this extended, super long reading for the month of March, I want to shift our energy, right? We need to change the vibe. Okay, we know it's coming. Yes, it's terrible. Awesome. So now that we know that, what would Spirit like us to know? What message does Spirit have for us to get us through the month of March? What do you guys think? What does Spirit have for us? Let's see what we've got here. Look at that. Came right out. We have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Ooh, I feel like this is going to be a good one. Okay. This says, don't let the weight and density of the world squash your tender spirit. Instead, let it call even more of it home into your body, at the center front of your life. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. It's through the crumbling that we can allow our wounds to be alchemized. Let your pain, sorrow, and losses make you, not break you. Let life alchemize your tragedies into gold. Be open to being cracked open, wide open. It's the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds and in ways we could only dream were possible. But first, they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. It's going to happen, so surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. When your soul cracks open, a space is created for the grace of the Holy Spirit to enter. Let your trials, your sorrows, your pains, and your losses transform you into more and more of yourself. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. Bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. It is so easy for us to shut down, close off, right? When things happen that is uncomfortable or sad or scary or tragic, it is easier for us to shut down and close off than it is for us to open up. But when you surrender fully and when you fully open, that is when the universe can step in and make magic happen. And it's, I look back on all the hardships and tragedies of my life, and while there were some real rough moments, and I'm sure you guys have them too, right? No one has gone through this life unscarred. So all of you out there too, who's gone through some really, really, really rough stuff, if you surrender to it and you open up, oftentimes we look back and we say, you know what? Yes, that was hard. Yes, that was terrible. But I am the person I am today because of all of that. And try to use that energy to be open, right? It seems very counterintuitive because when we're hurt, we do not want to open up. But this is the universe saying it's time for us to open up. And I feel like we're going through some very interesting times as a nation and as a world. And if we harden and close down, then not only are we making it a difficult situation for us, we're making it a difficult situation for others as well. But if we can stay open and if we can find community, that is where, again, that's where the healing and that magic happens. So think about that. And are you someone who shuts down, or are you someone who can be cracked open? All right, you guys, if you're still with me and you made it through this entire hour-long video, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up so that I know you like these long ones, and I'll make more of them occasionally. And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps out my channel so much. And if you like this video, share it with a friend. Let's promote my little channel. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I flip cards, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.